Broke girl therapy. Testing. Get your shit together.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
It's good. It's getting you.
Huh?
We're recording now.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Cheers
Cheers, sister.
to being in our 30s.
You know, it's good.
Yeah.
I know. I like
It's
it.
really better than the rest of our lives so far.
I was saying yesterday, remember how I was saying all I got to do, and it's great because it's looking good so far, is just not lose my hair in your 30s.
Yeah.
Because like all
But
the
honestly,
guys.
your hair's staying strong.
No, I think I'll be fine. But
Yeah.
like, you know, all the guys I would have to compete with in your 20s are now their hair's thinning or like they've gone bald like in their mid 20s.
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know, I'm 5'8".
Yeah.
I don't got many things going for me.
How
I
does
got
it
my
feel
hair.
to date as like a 5'8" person?
Well, I don't.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
The end.
The end. The end of this
The
podcast.
end.
There's no point of you here today.
we just wanted to be together.
Oh my god. Okay, let's just get started and then just get
Okay.
everyone a preface of we honestly don't even know what we're doing and we're like half asleep.
And I know that's why this is Red Bull.
We're
The
drinking Red
second
Bull vodka.
I'm so tired. It's jet lagged. And of course, what do you do when you go to LA? You know, do a podcast. It's like this is the most LA thing ever.
Is it? Does no one in Texas have a podcast?
They do, but I mean, it's just, you know, this is a very LA thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
has a podcast, you know.
Yeah, but I started it first.
No, you did. I know you for sure.
I was really one of the first people. Just no one knew about it. Now I look like I'm following the trend. But it's like, no, I created this for the fucking trend.
You created TikTok?
I know. I created podcasting.
Oh,
Just kidding. I didn't create podcasting. Anyways, hi guys. It's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Broco Therapy. And we have the Broco Therapy brother.
the brother.
The brother of Broco Therapy. Filip-Emo, a.k.a.
The emo Filipino,
a.k.a. Everett Bachara.
a.k.a. Everett Lewis,
a.k.a. Rhett. No one probably thinks that's funny besides
No.
Yeah.
But all true.
Yeah. But all facts. His artist name, you guys, is Filip-Emo because he writes emo songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's your therapy.
Yeah, that is my therapy. I'm
Yeah.
very pro therapy, but I don't do it myself. I don't go. And
Wait, have you ever been to therapy?
yeah, and I just think I just didn't have a good connection with the therapist.
Oh, you have to that's the thing people don't talk about is you have to shop around for therapists. You have to date your therapist in order to find the right person that you feel like you could tell your all to. And also it's you need to give your therapist a try. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of they're people.
Yeah, I mean, once I get insurance, maybe.
Yeah.
It's tough out here in these streets.
I know. Fuck that shit. We could go into that, but we don't want to get into that.
No, it's all good.
So yeah, he writes emo music. So if you guys want to listen to his music, is it even up yet? Would it be up by now?
So, dropping New Game Plus. Okay, this is
that's
solo.
a great song. I like that song.
Thank you. I'm dropping a new single. It's called New Game Plus. I wrote it, produced it, played the drums,
Literally
bass, guitar,
everything.
sang it myself, other than just mix and master it. Did everything myself. And I'm so proud of it. It's dropping March 8th on all streaming platforms. Filip-Emo, Filip.
It'll be the links below. I love that we're plugging in the beginning.
I know. Oh, I'm in LA, baby.
gotta make it work.
Everyone back home is gonna be like, so, you know, did you get any connections?
You're like, yeah, my sister.
Yeah, my sister.
Yeah. But no, I really do like his music, and but also that's so us, because you did everything yourself. I do everything myself with this too. Go us. When we love something, this is in our blood. When we love something, we fucking do it. We will do everything it takes to do it. You know what I mean? Meaning we will play the drums. We will learn how to do this. We will self-teach ourselves to do something. I'm proud of us.
Yeah,
I think that's dope.
I could have just asked someone else to do it, but I literally took drum lessons to do it. I have a friend who's a drum teacher.
Yeah.
And we just get on Zoom. I have an electric drum kit. She has an electric drum kit. Just plug into our computers, and Zoom's like good with like low latency. And we just like play. She teaches me, and like I was like, wow, I can actually do this myself now. And I'm proud of myself.
I know, I'm proud of you too.
Sometimes
I'm proud of us.
Sometimes I give myself an actual pat on the back. Because my love language is physical. Physical touch.
Is your love language physical touch?
Of course, yeah, physical touch. Positive affirmations.
Aww.
But it's like, I give myself like a physical, pat on the back, and I'm like, yeah, oh, thanks, buddy.
Oh, that's like, actually very sweet.
That's another form of self-love.
I love that. You've been working on yourself. Because you know why? You guys, shout out to my brother. He's 2 years younger than me, but he's like lived more an adult life. Like he's been married, divorced, and owns a house.
Yep, got divorced, got the house.
Yeah, and now you're just single, like just living. I feel like our lives like switched. Like at first it was like all of my 20s was literally just like me being out in the streets. You know what I mean? Just like finding my way. And we were both finding our ways in our 20s, but in different ways. Like I was like single, super selfish, living my life. And Rhett was like in a marriage, and like in a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
And then now like we hit our 30s and I'm in like a more I found a serious situationship, serious relationship.
Sorry, Brian.
Sorry, Brian.
Legion.
Legion. He's not Legion. Who the fuck did I marry? Just kidding. But then like
it's because he keeps lying.
Yes.
He keeps making up little lies, and he has some real life stories that are truly unbelievable.
Yes.
But that are true. So that's where the joke comes from.
Yeah. No, like he does this thing. He doesn't like actually lie a lot, but like he does this thing to like try to be funny, where he'll like, for instance, like I'll say like, oh yeah, like my friends went to like Saugus High School, and then he just got really fascinated with the word Saugus and like Saugus High School, so he'd be like, oh yeah, no, like I went to Saugus High School, like I went to Saugus High School, and like would say it with such a straight face, and you're just like, first off, that's not funny, and two, like why would you lie about that? And like
Tito Jojo believed it.
Yeah, exactly. Like my uncle
such
believed him. Yeah, and it's just like he does it to be like funny, and it's like
he's like building this fake lore around him.
Yes.
That's just so unnecessary and is something that Legion would do.
But Brian does it to be funny, but Legion actually like, but it's like weird because he's like, he literally will say it with such a straight face. Like he says it so seriously.
He believes it.
He believes it. Anyways, so we are here today because the last time you came on, we did an episode called Dad Bod.
Mm-hmm.
And people loved it.
Thanks. Can we call this one New Game Plus then?
No, because no one would get it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, because the name of the song.
Yeah,
but no one would get it.
Okay,
Dad Bod is like has a like.
That's fine.
Thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is Dad Bod 2.
Okay, Dad Bodder.
I don't know what it is. Me and my brother have the weird same sense of humor, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
But people love that Dad Bod episode.
Oh,
and
thank you.
They it was actually one of my most played of the year or whatever.
Really?
Well, not the most played, but it was like third place. But still.
Okay.
That's up there.
Who do I got?
The twins.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I mean,
Can I meet the twins? I've seen their clips. Can I meet them?
Do you want to meet them?
Sure.
Yeah. Brian was like, what if he hooks up with them? I was like, I don't know.
I feel like just from the small bits from TikTok clips I've seen that they would just destroy me. One or the other.
That's what I was like, I don't know if my brother could keep up. And Brian's like, I don't think you give your brother enough credit. And I was like, it's not that. It's just I know my brother. It's like, I don't think he could keep up. And not in he's bad or whatever. I don't know. But I was just like, it's just the twins are
Mm-hmm.
you're just, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. I'm too vanilla.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll show you.
There's nothing wrong with vanilla, honestly. Like a lot of people are, and it doesn't make just because you are more prone to be more vanilla doesn't mean you're bad at sex or boring at sex. I think people like think that and they're like, oh, so you just think I'm like bad at sex or boring. And it's like, no, like there's like, if that's your preference of just doing like the basic shit, you know, then that's fine. Like that feels good too. You know what I mean? But like, okay, we don't have to talk about sex. I feel weird when I talk about sex with you.
There's nothing to talk about.
Ew, I don't even want to know when the last time you had sex.
I don't know either. I can tell you.
Aw. You want to like talk? You want to pack this? Like, is there something that like?
No,
do you feel like it bothers you?
No, not at all. No, because I don't even remember when it was, but I remember when you were still single, you were like, oh, I'm just like going to be celibate or whatever for a year or something. I mean, for me, I'm not giving myself a timeline, or I'm not even actively saying it, but I'm not actively looking to date, like literally no dating apps on my phone. And I think a lot of that is I'm just so into like the music scene that I'm in that like I've made so many friends and so many relationships that I'm like, okay, something surely will happen organically.
Right.
And I know I've mentioned that before, but yeah, I mean.
But also like you just got divorced when?
Like a year ago last month. So it's so soon. Like and we're still friends and we still co-parent Shadow. So
yeah. Shadow's a dog.
Yeah. And so it's still, and their family's still so welcoming of me. And I went to a birthday party last week and they're still so embracive. But it's not like I want to get back together and all that because I know as I still, of course, I have like rose tinted glasses and remember like the good times and all that, but I still also remember like the lowest of the low times, and I know like how happy I am now in comparison to then. It's like no question.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about like the marriage and the divorce? Just because we haven't really like touched on that on the show. Like I've never experienced divorce. I mean, I think we've kind of talked about it because Nikki's been divorced, but on her shows, obviously, where she elaborates more on that, but like we haven't really talked about it. So do you want to like share your story? I think we talked about when you came on the episode, but I think it was still so fresh.
This is my story.
It was still so fresh that I think that you were very like vague about certain things.
Yeah.
So we didn't really get like super into it, but do you want to like talk about?
I mean, yeah, I feel like it's like, what is there to tell? There's like little, but so much, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, let's start from the beginning, like how you guys met.
Oh, perfect. Which is an exact reason why I don't have dating apps is because we met on Tinder.
Yeah, and this is back when Tinder was like still new, not like grimy Tinder. This was like one of the very few only dating apps.
There was no Bumble.
There was no Bumble or Hinge or anything.
Tinder was still free. Like, there was. It was still very early on. So like 2013, early 2014. This is when we started dating. So that's how we met, and it just kind of, I guess, organically blossomed from there. But she was the first person and only person I met.
That's crazy.
So. Yeah, so that's why I'm just like knowing how things turned out, and I just want to find myself, make sure that I love myself and I'm in the best place and I'm not actively looking for someone to maybe fill some sort of hole. So I'm just trying to maybe just cut out the middleman and love myself, find that self-acceptance, and just dedicate myself to my art. Making sure my bills are paid with my job.
Yeah.
Spending as much time as I can with Shadow.
But we know all these things. You're working on yourself, but let's go rewind.
Okay.
Let's rewind
she
to the
wants
story.
Deeper.
Yeah, I was like, no, let's just tell the story of like you guys met.
Man, these lights are hot.
Is it?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, no, you're just nervous.
A little bit.
It's okay. Just tell your story. And you'll probably find it very therapeutic to talk about it too. Mm-hmm. And if there's anything you want to cut out, we can always cut out later. So don't
Yeah, I mean,
tell it as you
casually. So we moved to moved to Texas, and I remember.
Okay, no. So you met her on Tinder. You're jumping. You met her on Tinder. What was that first date like?
We've talked about this first date before.
Oh, we have?
Yeah, where I took her out in the middle of nowhere, no cell phone service, and.
But like, how long did we talk to this on Dad Bod?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like took her out in like the middle of nowhere. I thought it was like a cool adventure date, you know, because I'm young 20s. I have no money, so I think this is a cool way of like being different and unique, but not really seeing like the social signs of, hey, you know, to a woman, this might look very scary.
Right.
But like other than that, like I didn't kill her.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
your intentions were not that, you know, like you had good intentions.
No, not at all. So then we, you know, went to the old elementary school and I played acoustic guitar for her and all that stuff.
Oh, that's such a like broke ass date.
So
but that's the thing
broke.
though, is like if a man wants to, he will. You know what I mean? And it's not about how much money he's got. If he wants to spend time with you, he'll like figure it out.
Yeah, my janky 4Runner that would shake, you know, when you drive, when you try to brake, you know. And I moved cross country in that thing. Oh, I remember just crossing the border in Arizona, and then it was just start shaking immediately and had to pull over.
That's so scary.
I know, and there would be times where, because it was shaking so much, like fumes would be, like smoke would be coming from like my tires.
Oh my gosh.
And like that part, the metal part of the tires were like burning red, so I would have to like throw water. Like I would keep a case of water bottles in the back of my car.
So you had to like, stop a bunch of times just to do this?
I got my car worked on right before, so I didn't really have that many issues. But once after we got there, and once I was already kind of living a little bit, like I'd be driving, and then my tire would be smoking, my car would be shaking, and then the car next over would be like, "But something's wrong." Like, I know. I'm trying to park into that Subway parking lot so I can throw this water.
And if anyone knows that has ever had a janky car, like the anxiety you get with like an older car and it starts like just falling apart, it's just so scary. It's like the worst feeling.
Yeah.
Like my car caught on fire. Remember that?
Yeah, that's lit.
That's lit. Anyways, so yeah, so you guys, so at 22 years old, so when did you guys met? How old were you?
I was 20
years old. So you guys were together for like a couple years, and then just she wanted to move to Texas.
She was moving to Texas because her sister was moving to Texas, and her sister was pregnant.
Okay, so she wanted to be closer to her sister, and then you were like, "I'll move there."
Yeah, I was like, you know, this is someone who loves me, and I'll probably lose this person if she leaves, and you know, I wasn't really happy working in Hollywood at the time. I was just working as a background actor. I was feeling just like super down on myself, was not seeing like really a future. And then just, you know, obviously everyone's like, Texas is so cheap, blah, 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 this and that. And everyone's going, and a lot of people did since. So I was one of the early ones. And then went there, just worked all different jobs, serving, working as like a, not kindergarten, but it's a daycare, working in daycare, like pre-K, and doing like school fundraisers, working for like a fun run company. So working a lot with kids, being an Uber driver. And
I know you did a lot of stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Right. And then just finally working enough that like her brother-in-law was like, hey, we're having an opening in my company. Like you can like try to like apply and I can kind of get you an in. And then I was there for 5 years, got laid off last year, like right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so that's why there's no health insurance, but now I'm working a contract job.
Yeah.
So
okay, but back to the relationship.
Sorry, I know the Latinas don't care about my contracting job. Sorry.
So when you moved to Texas, you guys were 22 years old. How was that like? What was that dynamic like when you guys like first moved in together?
It was rough. Because she moved first and she got the place. So I was like 3 months after I came. So she was in that place for like 3 months and she furnished it. You know, of course I had input. Yeah, I made a home out of it. And then 3 months later, I'm coming in, you know, Conan and maybe little dogs, you know, peeing everywhere. So she felt like I was coming into her space, So I guess good idea. I mean, technically we were doing the same thing, but if you are moving in with a significant other, don't just move into like their place. Move into a place together.
Really? I mean, I moved into Brian's and I felt like that was good.
Unless, of course, like financially, if it is like the smartest thing to do and it's like the only thing you can do, go for it. But like if you have the option, just start fresh, move into a new fresh place together and start that next chapter together.
Yeah.
So there isn't that like you're coming into my space and the only space you'll get is behind the wall where when the door opens it's covered.
Oh no. I think that's just being the guy though. Being the guy in the relationship, you just get the smallest closet. Yeah.
But then you work up to bigger apartments and then ultimately get a house, get married young.
So what did you guys like fight a lot about? Just because like was it just like chores? Like what was, because you came from like living with your mom to now like living with her and you're in her space. So like what was that transition like for you?
I don't know. There was just a lot, just trying to like find a job, working in a new state, figuring out how that works. There was just a lot of new and being super homesick. Like I was homesick probably for a good 4 years. Aww. Like for a long time, and that really like weighed on me. And having no family there, almost all her family was out there, so I leaned a lot on like their family and really became part of their family, and even literally more so by getting married. But yeah, now our mom's there and like it's really nice. But
so you guys like, okay, so then when did you guys how long were you guys together until you like proposed?
So proposed of February 2017, so 3 years.
So you were together for 3 years at that time?
Yeah.
So you moved 2016?
2015.
Okay.
So we moved in together after like a year and a half given.
Yeah.
And then I guess a year and a half more after that was when I proposed.
I moved out like a year after you. I didn't feel like it was so much longer. Because I remember you moved, and then I moved out 2016. Because like mommy got married to Larry.
Yeah.
And it was like, you gotta go. I was like, fuck. But it was okay. So 2017, you got married. When did you realize like you were ready for marriage? Like at such a young age, like that's such a like big thing to like jump for. Like I feel like for me, that's just for me in general, like I just was never in that mindset at that age to like want to get married. Like what makes you think that like you were just so ready at that time?
I think I don't know, just you love someone so much, and I was already living with her the year and a half, and I felt so comfortable, and it just felt like the next logical progression, so I can't really pinpoint, this is it, because you're just kind of talking about it. Of course, she brings it up, and it's just kind of, something she continues to bring up, and you're like, yeah, I know, and so you just kind of go with it. You know?
Were you happy in the relationship? Like, were you guys having issues, or were you like, what was going on in your guys' relationship then?
I think the relationship was fine. I mean, no really outstanding issues. I mean, I think the issues that we had are issues probably that lasted throughout the relationship, like probably poor communication and all that. Just the generic stuff that just builds over time.
You had poor communication?
Yeah, I mean, that was just our issue entire time. She was very closed off and, had a lot of her own childhood trauma that, that made it hard for her to show affection in relationships. So I would try to break into that shell, but, it comes off as like abrasive, and,
So she was more avoidant?
I guess so. Like,
so like if something goes wrong, she's just like, I like need to.
It's kind of like I would have to continue to ask, like, what's wrong? It's like, no, I'm fine. I don't want to talk about it.
Right? Yeah.
That kind of thing. And it's not uncommon. A lot of people don't want to just like talk about their issues and bring them up and all that stuff. So
I don't know. Some people do. I like to.
Yeah, but then some people don't.
Yeah.
So that's like, you just have to like find that balance, and everyone's different. But
yeah. Do you think from like the beginning of the relationship to the end, like your communication style like became different?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it just progressively gets worse.
What? It got worse?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would think so, because the thing is, when you get married, everything changes. You know, every expectation changes. You know, every expectation that they have of you, every expectation that you have of them changes. Like, even just day-to-day expectations of just getting stuff done around the house, remembering certain days or certain, you know, get-togethers. And yeah, sure, if you're dating, even if you're living together, that's also still there. But like, it's like, oh, this is the rest of my life. And then it became really abundant when we moved into our house. Like when we bought our house and moved in, I think we were both like, you see, oh, this is the next 30 years of my life. I'm going to be on this hamster wheel for the next 30 years. Is this what I want to continue to be doing every single day? Is this what I want? Do I feel fulfilled? Do I feel like I have the best relationship or best partner? You know, and I think both of us were like, no. I think we still love each other, but we just grew apart.
So, I mean, so the communication got worse, and that's why you feel like that is the ultimate reason why you guys broke up.
No. I mean, I think there's a lot. I don't know. I think there's a lot more.
Yeah. No, just trying to think, because I feel like from being like 20
But yeah, I mean, I guess
old,
stemming bad communication leads to bad situations and outcomes. So I guess you could say that.
Ooh, this is strong.
Yeah, sorry. I know mine's strong too. I'm hot.
Are you hot?
I'm so hot, but
maybe open the door a little bit. I don't know why I never feel hot. Even Nathan, when he was sitting there, he was like, I'm just really hot.
Yeah, it's these LA lights. They're bright, you know?
It's okay. So I guess I just wanted to ask, because I feel like starting a relationship from 20 years old or something to now being like in your 30s, like for me, I feel like my communication is so different and so obviously matured because of like experience in my age. So I guess I just wondered like what that was like from like the beginning of the relationship to the end. If there was any like huge difference in yourself with as far as like communicating and like.
No, I think it's just life events happen. You know, you get into your careers, you start establishing your individual selves and the things you like, the things you don't like, the things you believe, the things you don't believe. Like those start to really come out, you know. I think frontal cortex 25.
Oh yeah, that's what they say, yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, I got into my career. I was working from home. She was working, you know, a very tough manual labor job, working at a private airfield, you know, marshaling in airplanes. And so she would be like, see me coming home in my basketball shorts, you know, maybe hitting the Benjamin button a little bit. And then you having the hardest day. And then, you know, me having no complaint in the world, you know.
Yeah.
And but regardless, I mean, that's not something. Partners shouldn't look at each other that way, you know.
Competition or like, oh, I want,
Right. Because before that, I was so focused on like, I got to make enough money, you know, to be able to support
us.
Support at least my half, you know, not have to be, you know, stressed about money all the time. And then once you do get to that level, it's like, oh, all he does is just, you know, sit on the computer all day.
Right. Yeah.
And, you know, so it's kind of that double-edged sword, but it does come from a place of, oh, I just know it's because of your work. You know, it's bringing all these frustrations out.
Yeah, especially if you're like unhappy at a workplace and you see someone else being happy.
Tons of people are unhappy in the workplace.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be like annoying to see sometimes, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I totally get it. I totally get it. I totally understand.
Yeah.
But it's like, what can I do about it? I mean, I'm technically doing really well.
Yeah, you're like, I'm supporting him, supporting you, paying for this house.
Right.
Yeah. So okay, you guys got married at how old were you?
24 going on 25.
24 to 25. And then you said like the dynamics like changed. do you think like, is that when like the shifts, when do you think the shift started happening in your relationship?
COVID.
COVID? Okay,
COVID.
you knew exactly what I was asking.
Yeah, COVID. Yeah, COVID was rough. Like, you're just locked down together. All that happens, and then mommy moved in with us, and just a lot of that to handle. And then after that, like moving into
why was it hard? Why was it hard living with, you know, your mom and then with everyone? Why was that dynamic like hard?
Well, because, you know, you don't want to. You could hear your mom in the other room while you're trying, you know, being intimate.
Oh, right.
And it kind of just takes you out of it.
Yeah.
And then that was literally happening one time. Like, I just stopped. I couldn't perform.
Yeah.
Because I could hear, you know, mommy in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I felt like I was just like in high school, but it's like, no, this is like our house that we're renting at the time. But it's like, I'm an adult, but this feels like so weird. And
like, it's like, and you're married.
Yeah. And I just like was just so in my head. And of course, you know, to her that doesn't feel good.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, that there was just other just issues that we were personally dealing with ourselves that were just clashing, and stuff that is unimportant, but that were just growing apart. And I was dealing with my mental health issues. She was dealing with her mental health issues. And again, COVID, living with your mother-in-law. and
mommy is like kind of a tough cookie. She's kind of in your face a little bit.
Right. And I could have handled that situation like so much better. I mean, but I really did try the best that I could.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Of course. So then it started turning. And you said that you started like outgrowing each other. Like why? Because that's like everyone's fear, right? When they get into like any relationship, especially marriage, it's like outgrowing each other.
Yeah, I think she was working with special needs kids and giving horseback riding lessons with special needs kids. And this is Texas, is a very conservative country, so she's getting into that. She's doing something that's very selfless, you know, but the people that she is with are very conservative. Yeah. People very into the church and I guess just a more conservative lifestyle. And she was just kind of gravitating towards that, you know, I guess, because her mom's also really religious. So that's very familiar with her. Right. And then there were times where I was like a little more outspoken about my not belief or, like atheism, I guess.
Yeah.
I was a little more Reddit about it. But like now I'm just like, just
let people.
I'm just letting you be, unless like it is impeding, you know, unless it's like a very conservative type of, you know,
unless you're like hurting people, you know,
exactly.
If you're not like hurting anyone, you're just trying to like,
exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And so she just got like more religious, and you just got even more non-religious.
Yeah, and I wasn't in like good shape. I wasn't taking care of myself. Like just not, just not in the best physical condition. She wasn't attracted to me, so she wouldn't, you know, want to be physical with me. And
how did that feel?
It feels terrible. It feels dejecting, you know, like you feel like someone's affection or love or attraction is conditional based on, you know, what weight or what size or what you look like.
Yeah.
You know, love is not blind.
Love is not blind.
Sorry.
Aw. No. So then like, so what was your guys' like, I know it's like weird because you're my brother, but I'm just pretend you're not my brother. What was your sex life like?
Sorry, we can cut out how long of a pause that was.
I know you looked at me like.
So, no, it was very stagnant. Maybe once a month. Like she has a lot of health issues, autoimmune disease, blood issues. Mm-hmm. So it would be actually physically painful for her to have sex. Yeah. Not because I have a massive schlong or anything, but.
So awkward.
No, but just there's like cysts inside of like her uterus and stuff that just are very painful, and it's, you know, it's not good for, obviously, like it sucks, but like it fucked with my head too, just, you know, just the same way that like when I heard mommy in the other room, I couldn't perform, it would be like we would be doing it, but then you could tell at some point it'd start hurting, and then I would just be like, okay, like I'll stop. I can tell it's But she would be times like trying to just like push through it, but like I could tell. Yeah. And I was like, I can't continue. Like I can't.
There's product like she should have done or she could, because obviously she's probably still struggling with it. If she is still struggling with it, she could do like cannabis like lube. It actually helps like if for those who it is painful for sex for like those types of reasons, like they can use those cannabis lube to like help kind of numb it. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of like she should talk to somebody or like talk to like a sex therapist or something or because there's ways. Or you could have done oral. No, you don't like doing it, huh? You don't.
This is like I Love You Man, the bit from I Love You Man, where he's like, just give it back. He's giving the toast, Jason Segel. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
Return the favor. Give it back.
Yes. So you would go down on her, but she wouldn't go down on you.
Yeah, it was the very same thing. Like I would start it off. Yeah. I would start off, and then I would get the okay now. All right. Wipe the face off. Go missionary. All right, flip over. Okay, can you get on top? Okay, you're tired. All right, let's go missionary. So, but you're working with your limitations. I understand.
Yeah. She should try the cannabis oil thing. I think that should help her.
You hear that, hun?
Just send it over to her. I'll send her some recommendations. Yeah, there's some articles and stuff I could send over to. So you hear that, hun? Even though you're divorced.
I do the divorce.
Do you still call her hun?
No.
Okay.
I just didn't want to dox her.
You hear that, bitch? Just kidding. Okay, so then, so when it started getting really, really bad, like, what was happening? Let's hear the story about that, because I know there was a lot.
So, she wanted to like have like an open marriage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
She wanted to do non-monogamy?
Yeah, and like she'd kind of like drop into conversations beforehand. I'd be like, yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, whatever, Of course, your guy brain's like, man, that means I could get this person, which is not true. Like it feels, it feels like an unfair advantage out there for the guys. But okay, so the way that it went down, we were just, drinking one night. We were having a night at home, and she, brought it up, and times were like really rough already. Because we just moved in the house after, mommy moved out of the other house and all that stuff.
That's crazy that as like a Christian woman, I mean, I don't know religion, but like that she would be down for that. Like I'm actually kind of shocked, but good for her though. I'm all about non-monogamy, but like,
yeah, and she just wanted to explore, and I was like, this could. I literally said, I was like, this could either help us or this could ruin us, and I was like, I really was trying to emphasize it's probably a bad idea, but
I feel like
we were drinking, and I was like, okay, let's see, blah blah this and that, and okay, so at the time I'm thinking like, okay, swingers who kind of like maybe go about this together,
Yeah, just swap.
Yeah, swap or anything share, like or share or anything like that. Where she had in her mind, oh no, I think I just want to kind of go off, do my own thing. Okay. So she's already kind of wanting to kind of phase, just kind of phase me out, kind of do her own thing, live her own life. Yeah. And there was there was like a coworker that she would Snapchat a lot. That she even like told me that she was attracted to at one point. And that I would always find snaps on his phone of just being like, I want you, saying shit like that.
Oh, shit.
And I would see like the emoji, whatever, meant like that they were best friends. So they'd Snapchat like back and forth. And then I was like, oh, so I saw that one. And I mean, you shouldn't be going through your partner's phones. But like at this point, like things were just so kind of poor at this point. We're both doing it.
Yeah.
And, so I see that, then okay, I go to whatever I swipe down, then I see like it's chats from her ex-boyfriend.
Oh.
And then I click on like the Snapchat conversation and I see like lists of hotels in Vegas. She was going to Vegas. She told me like with some girlfriends, blah, blah, that, which I don't know. I still to this day don't know if there really were girlfriends there, but her boyfriend was there, or her ex-boyfriend. And I confronted her about it. She was like in the shower. She'd been drinking. And I was like, we literally had the discussion like the night before. And I was just like, what? I did not feel good about it. Like that was beyond like my boundaries. But she kind of
it's almost like she just wanted to pass.
Exactly.
Like a hall pass versus like, let's actually.
Because it's like she already had that plan in mind before she came and approached me.
Yeah.
So
that's when it's wrong. Because I feel like what makes a successful open marriage and like a polyamory situation is like when you do it because you love each other.
Right.
You don't do it because you're trying to run away from your partner or you're trying to like just do whatever. Like you do it because it's like out of love.
Yeah. So I was like looking at like clubs, like swingers clubs in Dallas and stuff, and like watching YouTube videos about like how to deal with the jealousy and all that stuff. And that's why I was thinking, they make it seem like the way to do it is to go about it together. So that's the way I was trying to do it when she wanted to just kind of us maybe do our own things.
Yeah.
Which at that point was just kind of like, what am I doing? And so she still went to Vegas. I still knew that he was there. I still gave the kind of go ahead. I mean, I was testing her. Like I'll be for real, but she still went. And I knew she was watching that show Sex Life. And I put it on while she was in Vegas. And that was like exactly what was like going on. And I fucking bawled that entire weekend. And I felt so shitty. I never felt so low in my life.
Yeah.
Like I don't cry, but I bawled that entire weekend.
I'm sorry.
And she came back because I was seeing her location. They're just like, you're just at the hotel.
Right. Yeah.
Not really
you're not doing
much.
You're not
just at the
roaming
hotel.
around.
Apparently they just like kissed or maybe made out, according to her. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that's true. Maybe, I'll never know. But, and then, so I kind of called it off like little bit after that. Was like, I can't do this. Cause even I was like going on dating apps.
It was like, let me go find my own thing.
Yeah. Let me see what's out there. And just like, it just felt so wrong.
Yeah.
And like, I just didn't like it. I was like, this is just not for me. Or rather, just the circumstances are just completely. The vibes are off, as the kids would say.
Yeah.
The vibes were off.
No, yeah, because it.
And then, like a couple months later, like she was going to like her friend's bachelorette party, actually over here, and red flag, she would like block me from seeing her Snapchat stories. And so then I saw that
block your own husband,
and even like temporarily kind of block me from seeing, I guess, maybe her Instagram stories. But then I saw like one story, and then I clicked on that and went to like her that other friend's profile that was public. And then I was seeing like the snaps or the stories, and they're just like walking down the street. And then I see her in the back with her ex-boyfriend.
You said her name, but I'm going to bleep it out.
Shit, sorry.
It's okay. I'll bleep it out.
But so then I knew. I was just like, this is done. I literally went to her mom's house and I was like, I'm divorcing your daughter. I was like, this is over. And then
did they know about the whole she wanted to be non-monogamous?
Yeah, I think I told her.
You told them?
Yeah, I kind of. Yeah.
How did she feel about that?
Oh, she was pissed. She was pissed that like I told them all that. But I mean, I felt pissed. Like I felt like my trust was betrayed, and like she said she was trying to set her ex up with the friend.
Okay.
But
who tries to set their ex up with the friend?
Yeah, I mean,
an ex that was like you were in a relationship with.
And then like a little bit after that, we then went back here to California for the wedding. Mm-hmm. And then I saw like snaps again on her phone saying like, because I guess things didn't go great. I guess maybe she had a little bit too much to drink and was just kind of being mean to him, and he was kind of like cold with her. And then I went through her phone again during that time we were here in California. And then she was just like all these messages, just like, I'm really sorry I hurt you. I still love you, this and that. And even if it's like friendly like that, it's like, when is the last time you've said anything that nice to me? So
that makes me sad.
I mean, that's life. It's okay.
Yeah. And so what were you feeling at that time?
Oh, I just felt like, felt again like just so low, but I'm there for like her best friend's wedding, and it's also her birthday weekend. So I'm trying to be like, we're going to like Disneyland. Like the next day I got to be like a good, like a good husband and all that. But I just knew, I was like, it's just a matter of when at this point.
Yeah.
So then I tried doing it one time. Then we thought we could work it out, and then gave it a couple weeks. And then she came home one day and was like, I think, this isn't working. And I was like, okay.
Oh, and then what were you feeling? Because I know that you were definitely going through like a bad low and the depression at the time when things were going down. But by the time you guys divorced, like, what was that feeling like?
A lot of mixed feelings, right? Like you feel embarrassed. You feel sad, but then you also feel happy. You feel angry, but you feel strong and independent. Then you feel lonely, and so I don't know, every emotion under the sun you start to feel. So I've learned this has been like the most educational like experience I've ever gone through. I've like learned so much about myself. I'm proud of how I've mainly conducted myself, and same with her, like how we've conducted ourselves throughout this process. Like no fault divorce is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know why these conservative men are trying to take it down.
Really? Why are they trying to take it down?
Because then wives can just divorce, like file for divorce for their husband for no faults.
For no faults.
Right.
Just like
the people that like want to lock their woman down.
Yeah.
And all that shit. But like for us, having no kids, having it being amicable, it was just such a cheap and quick process. It was one page. I literally was like flipping over.
You're like
is there more to this? Is there a second page?
Yeah.
This is it,
So wait, what's it? There's different types of divorces you could file for? Like I've not even realized.
Well, you've never been married, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And it's different by state.
Okay.
So it's all
I never even heard like no fault divorce.
There's other divorces where it's only could be like if someone's cheated or something like that. So
you're just like, we don't want to be together anymore.
Right. So it's more like an annulment, essentially.
Oh, and so you're divorced now. Once you like sign those papers, what was that relationship like with her?
Of course, when you're together, you put up like that front, but then behind closed doors, you're like, fuck, you're just like so bummed. And I went and did like an open mic that night. I performed on stage. I didn't like tell anybody about it.
Yeah.
I had fun. Like it was a good night after that. But then I went home and I was just like, wow, just taking everything that just happened, just signed divorce papers and then went on stage.
Just like easier than like.
Yeah, I'm by that point, by the time you actually get to signing the papers, so much emotional shit has gone on and you've expressed so much. Going through the actual physical breakup itself is the hardest part. And then when you're kind of in that in-between phase, when you're like, well, yeah, maybe I will go hook up with someone. And then, but you're thinking about anything but what came before. You're only thinking about yourself. You're only thinking about the future. You're only thinking about all the possibilities. Because at the time, I'm like, oh, I could sell the house. I could move to downtown. I could move back to LA. I could do this. Like,
you were very excited. You had like all these like very future oriented goals.
Right. Which now it's like, no, I think I'm just going to stay in the house.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to sell too.
It's hard to sell. No one would buy it. Like they're getting low ball offers, but like I just bought it. It's just such a good time that I couldn't pass up. Yeah. It's just such a good investment to have that, I'd be better off not to sell it.
Yeah. Well, I love that. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah. I love we went through like so many different things in our lives. Like we obviously grew up together, from both parents, and then I like, you're a side character in my life. I'm like, oh, I had this brother that I have that lives in Texas. Meanwhile, like he's living his main character moment. Like that is like so like different from what my life is. It's crazy.
Yeah. I know you're a side character in the Filip-Emo universe.
Wait, what? I'm a side character?
Well, yeah,
I'm a side. Like every sibling is a side character. Like our older brother is such a side character.
Yeah, that's a character.
That's a character.
That's a character on the side for sure.
Yeah. A character on the side. I think you're more of a supporting actor. Yeah. He's a side character. You know what I mean?
I support my sister.
Yeah, I support my brother. So I kind of have to shit, but like we have 10 minutes. So.
Oh shit.
So
wow, we really went through it.
I know. Wait, can I just shit first?
Yeah, you can pause.
I'm gonna let it roll. I have to shit. Okay. Back from the poop break. Okay.
Hope you guys took a poop break as well.
Yeah, hope you all took a poop break.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's like towards the end of the show. Okay, so you got divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And you found yourself. You're playing music. And do you think that like that's what really helped inspired you to like really start doing the things that you love?
I mean, yeah, that is what I love. So finding so many good people and so many cool friends throughout going through open mics and, doing projects together and just meeting like the coolest people and making an actual like network. And because when I first moved to Texas, I was felt so isolated and so alone. And so now I feel like I've really started spreading some roots, of my own. And it feels good because now I'm building a foundation that's, built by me. Mm-hmm. And, I'm doing music production at the house, and I've had people over to record their songs, record their demos and stuff. So trying to get better as like a music producer.
Yeah.
Just get better in all aspects of it. So just make myself as valuable to the music scene as I can. And
I love that.
Make friends.
I know. I think that like what's like the best part about breakups is that you like find yourself, and not just in a way where it's like, you're finding yourself, like, you know what I mean? It's like you start really doing like the things that you love, and you start meeting so many more friends. Like I felt like I make more friends when I'm single, going out of a relationship.
Right.
Like when I'm in one.
Yeah. I just used to be a dude.
Yeah.
Just some guy,
just
some schlubby guy. And like, and now I feel like I have an actual like identity. I'm not, I'm not chatting with people at a party just because, so-and-so's friends having a birthday party and I got to chat it up with the husbands, which are cool, but I don't watch the fucking Cowboys, man. Like,
yeah. You're like, I don't get along with some of these people.
I'm like, you watch wrestling?
Especially because like she kind of felt like she was really leaning in towards like the conservative part of Texas, and
which I'm not to say she's a conservative herself, because I don't think so.
But I mean, just saying, maybe just like, not even politically, just saying like, like, okay, she's getting into the religious, she's getting into like, like she's really like
horses, having that race, like, that
assimilating to like the Texas culture,
listening to country, listening to like the worship music, like that type of stuff.
And that's fine. That's her. But I felt like you were it just wasn't your progression.
Right. Exactly. So that's why like there is no bad blood. There is no reason to be nasty. Like we were texting today, like we laugh and we take pictures of, shadow, send them to each other. Like that's what we bond over. It's not like, I still make sure I try to have, proper boundaries up, because I don't want to just be that type of, they hook up after they break up type of thing, or fall into, okay, let's just get back together. But it's like, no, we did this for a reason. Things are going well so far. Let's continue down this path.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with the trajectory things are going, and I'm happy that we're still able to be like really civil and friends. Yeah. And I think that, but we haven't dated at least I don't ask her if she's dating because I respect like her privacy. It's like, okay, that's your life is your life. You tell me like what you want to tell me. I won't like pry into any of those personal details. You know, because that is what it is. And because that's not good for me. If I know that stuff, it's like, what good is that going to do me? Yeah. You know, it's just going to get in my head. I'm going to, you know, stew over it. Not necessarily saying I'll feel jealous, but maybe I will. I will feel jealous. It's going to just
and
be
if you
weird.
Do, that's like a natural feeling because
is, I know is going to happen. And then things are just going to continue to evolve and the way they are. But I think what I'm trying to keep most important is that no matter what, that we could still have a good co-parent relationship with Shadow, because I just fucking love my dog.
Which, I mean,
I love that dog.
That dog is great. Like, I'm glad that you're at least co-parenting and able to do that in a civil way, because like that dog like is so good.
Yeah,
so.
she's my actual best friend.
Aww.
And yeah, so when she's not there, like it is night and day. Like I'm not going outside. I'm just inside all day. I'm sad. But you know, every day she requires her walk. She wants to go play outside. You know, I have to get that, you know, vitamin D and have to go touch grass. Aww. And you know, she's just good and keeps me active, keeps me
That's
my
why
day
I want a big
regulated.
dog too, but it's hard when I don't have like the yard.
Move to Texas, get a yard.
No.
Oh.
I mean, it's like sometimes I think about it. I'm like, it sounds so like great in a sense of like, yeah, like I could afford a house if I moved there, you know, but I'm also like, I just know me, and like I just it wouldn't be enough, you know.
I think I think it would take time. Like
not yet.
I think like if you did, you would, of course, you would be homesick for a long time.
Yeah.
But then when like me, once like you actually start having life experiences there and you start getting nostalgic about things that happened in Texas, like there's things that like happened that, you know, restaurants that I worked at, you know, family restaurants I worked at, you know, the small apartments I used to live in, you know, those little memories.
You've already built up these memories there.
Exactly. Sure. So then it does start feeling. I think it's just
more of my career stuff. Like I feel like I also just feel like I need to be around. And there's fair. Like there's a type of environment that's fair. You know.
And it's literally it's so funny just like coming to LA is just such a stereotype, you know, like we're going out to Korean barbecue last night like with your friend and talking about the strikes, talking about like all just LA celebrity type stuff. I mean,
that's literally my life.
I know. It's just
my life is very fucking LA. Like if you really like look at the daily life, like I'm talking a casual friendship. She's like, the strike really struggled with my work, and
which I know people that too were affected by the strike, but it was just like, damn, you can't.
She works. She like writes for TV.
But it's like you can't throw a rock without someone who like works in the industry, you know, or has a podcast, which is why it's like doing the most LA thing about being here.
I know, and it's like every single person I know does the most LA type of job here, and I like being around like people, like-minded people like that. So, and I'm not saying that there's not like that anywhere else, but I think for what I do, and just like what makes me happy, just is being in LA, you know, and that's for now. I know that like life could change. I'm not ever against moving out of state. I don't know about Texas, but I'm never ever against moving out of state. But we'll see. Like life is so fucking strange sometimes. Sometimes you'll end up at the weirdest places and you're like happy there. You know?
I think when you and Brian have a kid, I think things will change a little bit. For sure. Not saying like you'll move to Texas or move in. I don't know.
But it's definitely gonna change.
Yeah, we'll change.
Like we can't live like we're gonna need more of, you know, a bigger space.
Come on, capitalism. Come on, landlords.
I know. I wish rent was cheaper. Like I pay the same amount as like your mortgage, I'm pretty sure.
Just whisper it over. Yeah, that's my mortgage. That's all my mortgage with tax. Like that's all
with the tax.
Yeah, with the tax on.
Oh my god.
The tax is the biggest part of the mortgage. Like if you actually look at the mortgage breakdown. Hey, ladies out there, I know you want to talk about the mortgage and the market.
No, but honestly, even like the price that we pay, we're like, oh, it's really good, you know, compared to like other LA like apartments for 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah,
like it's still expensive, but it's still like, oh wow, it's a good deal.
You just got to deal with the sketchy stairs and the coyotes.
Okay, we don't need to tell them where we live. Okay.
No, it's okay. No, this is nice. This is a nice place.
No, I love this apartment, and I definitely am excited to spend some time here.
Yeah, you got Tito Jojo across the way.
Yeah, like I don't want to tell them what's in Yemen, but like yeah, I just love the area that we're in. I feel like it feels like home here. LA just feels like home to me. Like it's you know, like how you said, you know, you have these memories now with Texas, like where you worked and stuff. Like I, you know, outside of Santa Clarita, you know, like living in LA, like I have so much memories of like my 20s and my life and just building life here. It's like, I don't know, I just love it. I love the creative people. You could just run into somebody who's just like, I'm an actor, I'm a photographer, I have a podcast, and I just like, I love it. Even though all the cliches I'm like down for, you know, I'm like, tell me more about it, you know?
No, you've lived the Hollywood life, you know, like doing PR, doing fashion. And I remember we did that red carpet thing together. Like I helped you out one red carpet.
Yeah, like
I've done almost 10 years, like 10 years ago.
I will glad to say I've been on a lot of red carpet events.
Jeez, flexing.
But it's like, it's not really a flex because it's like I think of red carpet events and I get anxiety because
from what
like,
I've heard from actual people that have worked red carpet events,
horrible.
No one's having a good time.
No one's having a good time.
Celebrities aren't having a good time.
Nobody's having a good time. So you could say like, oh yeah, I've worked so many red carpets.
Middle America is enjoying themselves. That's who
exactly. It's really just for y'all, but just to be on a red carpet is so stressful. I remember one time I was doing one, and for like PR and for, you know, like sometimes even for big names, but there's usually like a PR person in the back like holding like a kind of a name card for this person. Yeah. So I forgot who I was holding it for. However, I was kind of like holding it for this person. Meanwhile, on the other side, it was like Cara Delevingne and like, I don't know, some other like super famous person. I think like Ashley Benson or something like that. And so like
this is some mid 2010s.
Yeah, just like some mid 2010s like popular people. And so
Lucy Hale was
no, Lucy Hale wasn't there. Oh, okay. Ariel Winter was there. Like it was just a bunch of just like people. And so I remember like I was doing it whatever, but I was, I guess, in the way. And the photographers were screaming at the paparazzi was like screaming at me to like get out of the way because I was in the way of Cara Delevingne.
Oh shit!
They're like, get out, move! And I was just like, I had to like run across to get out of the way. Like I was so like nervous, and I was like, way to humble me. You know what I mean? Jeez. Like, way to let me know we don't fucking want you here. Like, you know, like way to make me feel humbled. So I'm like, I have a podcast. Like people know who I am. No, bitch, get out the fucking way. Like,
there's tiers, there's levels.
Yeah.
To this celebrity life,
for sure.
LA life.
Oh, for sure. And it's like, yeah, no, I've had to deal with some crazy shit.
And then there's people who are like actually, I guess, successful or have work out there, but like still live with their parents.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
tough. It's tough out here.
It's tough out here. It's a struggle, but it's a great life too. But
yeah, you definitely do it like for you because you love it. And
yeah.
And I get that. And like I still like I went to college, you know, down, you know, close to Pantages, across the street from Capitol Records.
Yeah.
Like, I remember just walking those streets every day, and like that feels so nostalgic, and that like LA still feels like home. Having you know, lived in several places around the county, you know, it's still home, but so much has changed that it doesn't feel like home too.
Yeah, that's how I feel about going back to Santa Clarita, like because our families are not there anymore. Mm-hmm. Everything just, you know, they have like new restaurants and things are just different, and like we go there, and like I really honestly have no reason to ever go to Santa Clarita besides getting my hair done because my friend does my hair.
Right. I mean, I still have some friends there, you know,
but I barely do. Like, I have some, but not that much anymore.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's no like reason to go there, at least for me, to like stay there, stay the night there anymore. You know, it's just like maybe take a day trip, see some old friends and stuff. But Yeah, it's weird not having like a home base, an old home base to go back to. It's really like my life now is, my life, and there is no looking back,
Right. Yeah. I know for me, it's like I'm from here, but it's so weird because it's like in the holidays, I have to go travel to see my family. Like I have to go travel to see you guys.
Yeah, it's rough.
And it's like, it's crazy. People are like, but aren't you like from here? But your family's in Michigan, your family's in Texas. I'm like, yeah, but they moved. I'm the only one that like stayed.
You're the last remaining.
And I always have to explain that to people because people are like, oh, but I thought you were from LA. I'm like, I am, but no one else is here. Besides maybe like cousins, stuff,
yeah, extended family,
but not like our immediate family,
right?
So.
Yeah.
Anyways,
shout out to the Echo Park fam.
Hey. LA San Bernardino fam.
Yeah, that's the same time when you were going to school down there. That's when Brian was going to school in Saugus.
Oh my God, stop! I know his fucking Legion lies. Okay, so where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, all the streaming platforms. Filip-Emo, Instagram Filip.emo. Filip-Emo.
Listen to his music, guys.
On your own. Currently streaming on Spotify. My next single, New Game Plus, dropping March 8th. And then I have an EP, my dad bought EP, which will be the single for that EP, is dropping. I don't know when. It's still being worked on.
Mastered.
Yeah,
mixed,
still being mastered, mixed. Yeah.
I'm proud of you though. That's
Thanks,
dope.
I'm proud of you too.
I kind of want him to make an album, not an album, maybe like a little EP.
Yeah, sure.
I've not with you because we have different genres. No offense, but you're like more like but tonight will be the night. Like Blink-182 vibes.
Okay.
And I'm more like SZA, Kehlani.
You like Ariana Grande?
Okay, guys, he was shocked that I was an Ariana Grande fan. I was like, where the fuck
I just didn't know it was that important to you.
It was so important to me. That's way too much important to me, those albums. Or just Ariana Grande in general. Anyways, it's like 11:30, so I'm all like sleeping.
I'm not sleepy now because now I had those vodka Red Bulls, so I'll probably watch more
like
Love
chill.
Is Blind.
Yes.
All right, we're logging off. We're going to watch Love Is Blind.
Follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to brocotherapy.com. All that shit is there. Okay. Love you guys.
Sige.
Bye. Bro therapy.